Hey, welcome back to iPadFest 2015. My name is Brian Buffington, and I have Kacey Worley with me, all the way from Jack P. Nix Primary School, which is a K-second school, where my son went to school. Beautiful, great school here in White County. And if you just tuned in, we've been having a wonderful time today. We have some great people here in the audience. They've been showing off some of their favorite iPad activities, and they're going to share those. I'm going to share those lessons with all the registered viewers later. If you'd like to be registered and get those lessons, you can email me and I'll put you on the registration list. So let's go get started. Tell us what you got.
All right, I'm doing an app called FrontRow, and it actually is math and reading. Today I'm going to be talking about math. So, and this does take a little bit of time. You do have to create a teacher account and add each student individually.
Okay.
And their sign-in is their first name, last name, and you have a class code.
All right.
And a lot of second graders don't know how to spell their last name. So I've made my teacher name Worley the last name, and I write my last name and the class code on the board. So when it's time for them to log in, they spell their first name and then put in my name for their last name.
Wow.
And the class code.
We call that a hack. She just made her own little thing work for her classroom. Mm-hmm. She uses her last name for the students, so they know how to spell her name.
Yeah,
they see it all the time.
I quickly learned that the ones with the longer last names are struggling to get it put in. So
That's a great idea
for all of them.
Thanks.
So I'm going to go ahead and log in as a student and show you kind of what it looks like and what they're doing. And I use this as one of my centers every week. They do this at least one day a week, sometimes two, and it sends me all kinds of awesome data that allows me to differentiate my lessons. So,
wow.
And this also differentiates.
So when you say that word differentiate, like in front of your principal, does that get you like points?
Mm-hmm.
Or it does? Okay. I got you. It usually does.
So it goes into different domains, and I'm doing the standard today, MBT6, which is add up to 4 two-digit numbers without regrouping.
That's about where I'm at. Okay.
So I'm going to click on the domain. I'm going to click adaptive practice. You can assign lessons. I like to do mine adaptive. That way, if they need remediation, it automatically puts them in a lower level. And if they master the level they're at, it will enrich and bump it up to a higher level. So I use adaptive. So, and they love this app because they earn coins for the questions they get right. And they can buy outfits to put on a pig. They have a pig avatar that they get to decorate and dress up, and they really like that.
Game-based learning. Mm-hmm. You get to dress the pig.
Yeah.
That motivates your students, dressing pigs.
They love it. They love it. Some of them, I've noticed, you have a ton of coins. How did you get that? Oh, I downloaded it on my mom's iPad, and they're actually playing it at home.
So yeah, they could play at home with their login.
They love it.
All right.
So this is kind of what it looks like for them, and there are a ton of tools over here that you can use. If you click on the pencil, you can draw. So if I get to a problem where I have to regroup, I can actually write it down and work it out. And then delete erases it. Mm-hmm. You actually can use place value discs to help you with the numbers. You can drag those over if I need to make the number.
That's nice.
Yeah, 42. I can actually drag that over there.
Visualize the math. Mm-hmm. Now, how much does this app cost us?
It's free.
Why? I mean, how is it free? It's just a wonderful thing.
It's free.
Okay.
And then they can delete it, and they really like that. And the best part is if they get stuck, a lot of them have videos that they can watch, and it will explain to them how to do it. Some have walkthroughs, and it even says at the bottom, need help? Ask these classmates, Carly, Tyler, and Sarah. Those have already mastered this lesson, so they can be peer tutors.
I don't know if you can hear that, but we in the studio, we just had the whole group of teachers pretty much just like throw the mic down and say, this is it.
Yeah.
They think it's the greatest idea. I mean,
and those students love it because then they get to be the teacher, and they get to be a peer tutor and teach them how to do it.
So that's motivation too. Like, I want to be the peer teacher today.
And one of the problems I had with that is they would just put the answer in, so I did have to pull them and talk. You show them how to do it, and you talk them through it. You don't just click the answer.
Yes, yes.
So that was one of the problems we ran into, but we talked about it, and now they love it. They get to be the teacher, and they love that. And then they also have videos you can watch.
Now, how many teachers do you have in your room?
It's just me.
It's just you, so she needs more teachers.
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
So here's like a video, and it will break it down to them how they're doing.
Two numbers, we're trying to find out which number is greater
Okay.
or bigger.
So
Let's look
So
at
that's a
this
tutorial, right?
comparison here. We have
Very cool.
54 and
stop that there. And then it automatically pops the videos up if they miss the same question 3 times. It automatically prompts that. And if they just get completely stuck, it will bump them out and make them go to a lower lesson. So I'll do a few examples here.
Wow. So you can. So this means
the coins
they got a
when
coin.
Get it right.
So this means like you can just like get a cold drink and just sit at your desk with your feet up all day, right?
Well, I'm doing a teacher group. One group is doing a technology group.
Oh,
and
I
then
see. You
I'm
still have to
actually-
work. I see.
I do still have to work. And
I
then
got- this is
you
great.
can actually print out worksheets from this, and it makes one for each student.
This
So
is-
then it differentiates it to their level. So I'm going to show how to do that in a little bit. So they're getting it. They've got them all right. They're going to automatically bump them up. And then it moves them to the next level, and they start that. And eventually they get to go to the pig store where they get to buy costumes for their pigs. And the best part about that is it's timed. It will only let them do it 1 minute and 30 seconds.
So you can't just stay
So
at the
you
pig
can't
store
just stay in
forever.
the pig store forever. It is timed.
The people who made this app thought of everything. They thought of everything. They knew kids love poultry, and they knew,
Yeah.
is it not poultry? They like pork, excuse me. Kids love pork, and they love games.
So I'm going to show an example of what happens if they just keep getting it wrong. It will automatically pop that up, and then again it
Poor Dylan.
gives a walkthrough, and it says, need help, ask Carly, Tyler, or Sarah. They've got it. So I really like it, using it in my small group. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like from the teacher point of view,
Okay.
because it gives you a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Takes it out.
While she's getting this up to the teacher view, I hope you benefited from today. I mean, this has been really good. This is real teachers up here in Northeast Georgia sharing some things that they've tried, the things that worked, what didn't work, and I'm just really excited for some of the things that we're doing here in the region. Some people question the purchase of iPads and say, why do we purchase these? We're not getting the value out of them like we should. The things that we did today help you get value out of those iPads, and your students can get value as well.
Okay, so this is the teacher account now. I can go in, I can click report cards, and it will show me how they're doing, how many coins they've got, what domain they're working in right now.
Okay.
And it even tells me their grade level.
Now,
And this isn't my actual class one. I have more students. This is just an example
yeah,
one,
now
so.
Carly has 140 coins. I mean, how much pig attire can you buy with that?
You can't buy much. They have to save up.
Well,
So
like how much does like a pig tie cost?
it would be about 100 coins, yeah. And if you get up to 2,500, you can buy different animals. So they like that too. You can get like a penguin or a fox.
Have some done that?
Some
They've
have,
saved
yes,
up.
Yes, and they've bought. I have one that's bought a penguin, and she's very excited about it. She's the cool kid now.
Again, our audience, our studio audience here thinks this is the greatest thing.
And they love it. And then I can click sessions, and that shows me who's done what this week, how long they've been doing it.
Sorry.
So and it will even give me their accuracy, telling me the percentage they got correct and how many questions they've answered. Groups and matrix is something I use to make my groups. I have over 20 students, so it will group them more. It has one group of 3 that are similar, and then it has 3 working on other standards. And you can change your domain for whatever you're working on at the time. So like right now I'm doing number and operations. I can change my domain over there.
Okay. What kind of standards are these? Where are they coming from?
Well, you can sign up for any grade level. When you do your teacher account, you pick your grade, and it's Common Core standards.
Okay.
And then this is my favorite, the printables.
She likes to print.
I do like to print. I can hit, we're in the MBT domain right now, so I can hit generate that. And it will, let me refresh it. It will come up with one worksheet for each student based off where they are in their domain right now on FrontRow Math. So Sarah here is doing place value, And then this one's for Jennifer. She's all the way up to 100,000s, and it puts their name at the top so I know what to give each one.
This is mind-blowing. This is like practical differentiation,
And it's free.
and it's free. I wonder, this might be like some, Bill Gates money. I don't know who's putting this. This is nice.
And then Dylan needs remediation. He's back on standard 1. And it gives each student their own worksheet, and I have them do that as one of their centers for their math by myself. And then you can also go in and find a standard. So if I wanted to say 2 MBT6, I could go in there and find that. And then I could just print out a worksheet. This one wouldn't be differentiated, but it would be on that task that we're currently doing in class. So that's pretty cool. And you can also...
It's just, I can't even process it
all. It's a lot. And then you can also do whole group lessons. And these are inquiry lessons. So I would click on 2nd grade. And some of these are free. Some of them you do have to pay for.
Like how much?
Whole class. I'm not sure.
Are the free ones pretty good? Have you looked at them?
Yeah, I'll give you an example of one. Importing and exporting goods. We've done this one. You start the lessons, and it gives you an inquiry sheet to hand out to them. And on here, it's basically a word problem. This one's about a dealership needing to order cars from Japan to import. And it gives them all the key information up top, and then you actually play a video for them to watch. And I like this because it relates math to real life, and they get to see real life use of math. And they like to see that. And you can play the video and do that, and it breaks it down step by step. It does a review question.
Now this is one of the best one-stop shops I've seen.
And then it will play a video, and this talks about the problem that the dealership is having to figure out how many cars to order, and they actually have to add 3 two-digit numbers to figure it out. And it makes them
Much of the food, clothing, and toys that you encounter every day come from countries all around the world. These different...
So it plays that, and it talks about the problem and them needing to figure out how many vehicles to order. Sedans, pickups, and minivans, I think. So they really like it.
So Kacey, when did you discover this app?
I started using it last year when I had one Tier 3 student that stayed with me for regular class, and I needed something independent for her to do. And my instructional coach suggested this, and I loved it so much I started doing it with all my students.
Okay. All right, and how often are you using this app?
At least once or twice a week. It's I'm using it almost every day, but they rotate through groups. So
It's through groups because we don't have a class set. Is that correct?
Yeah, I only have 5.
You have 5. Okay, so they go in groups.
So it's a small group lesson. And
How long is your center time usually? How does that work?
Usually about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it works great. They love doing it, and they can put their headphones on, and it'll even read it to them for the low readers.
Yeah.
They can hit the volume, and it reads it to them. So.
Kacey Worley, people, she just explained FrontRow in a way that I cannot explain because she is in a 2nd grade classroom, and she's used this. I see tons of value, and we're going to do our usual thing here, and we're going to go to our teachers here in the studio and kind of let them play around with it, kind of get their expressions. Hopefully they're not yawning too much. We did eat a pretty nice lunch, but see how they're doing, and then we're going to go move on to our next presenter. Kacey, thanks so much.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.